Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Coming to you with some XCN this morning. Setting at a price of 0.00471. Up today, 0.64%. We're looking at the 4-hour chart. It's still consolidating, coming across. After having a push up and then a pull back, just in a consolidation phase. Let's get over here and look at the chart. We're going to look at the CVD. And we can see we come down and just, basically we've come down and just, we're kind of flat right now. On the CVD, that's the Cumulative Volume Delta. This is spot buying, aggressive spot buying and selling. We did have a push up. We did fall down here. We did have a push back up. We're just in the bottom of the range right here, just ranging, still negative 18.376 million. This is aggregated spot CVD, somewhat the same as the CVD itself, but CVD just is it tells you it's basically futures and spot. But you can see right here on spot, we're still coming down. We've been in this downward trend since all the way back over in January the 4th. We've just been kind of, we come down, just working our way down, further down. Right now we're in a consolidation phase after all this pullback. Wanted to bring that to your attention. Get this off. We come down here to funding rates. The one thing that I see that's holding the price up, where we at, is the funding rates are negative. This is shorts paying to the longs. Because price is just coming across there. It's just relative in the same area, and any shorts that come in right now is paying to the longs. And that's basically holding the price of XCN up right now. You got open interest, as you can see here, you're not got no, it's still negative. You did move up in this range here, come across, push up, but see you're still back in the same range you was back over here, a little bit lower over here. So that's negative on the funding rates. And you got this aggregated futures. This is it's basically the same. It has basically the same pattern as we got up here on open interest. So right now, XCN's just not being negative or nothing. Just XCN's just consolidating after this drawdown. The way because you can see Bitcoin, it pushed all the way up to 78,000 today. It went a little bit further. It went all the way up to 78,500 or 600. So right now, you got Bitcoin pushing up, but not necessarily a lot of these alts. XCN, I think this is a fake out on Bitcoin, really. So you don't see no real drive behind XCN on this push up with Bitcoin. And I see that in the overall market, not a real big push up in alts with Bitcoin pushing up like this. I just do believe that Bitcoin's pushed up and could pull back to 73, 74,000. And that's going to cause these other alts that somewhat pull back also. So we could see XCN on this pullback. If we see Bitcoin pull back, if this is truly a fake out, we could see XCN pull all the way down a little bit lower, 454, 453 to 441, somewhere around there. Pull back further in that support area that I've been hoping that we could get to. Let me see if I can pull this up. Right here, we've just been bouncing off the top of the support area. If we can just pull back in it a little bit better, a little bit more, come down and just, hit them bottoms there and then go back up. That's what I've been looking for, hoping for, but kind of sad that you sit here and say you're hoping the XCN pulls back down some more, but that's where the support's at for us to pick up some more support for us to rally again. We really need to pull back some, because if we could have broke out from where we at, we would have done it by now. You sitting above right here at the 7-day VWAB. You got the 7-day VWAB is sitting at resistance right here, as you can see on the chart. You got the next one up here around 0.0490, almost at the 0.5 cent right here at the 30-day VWAB. You're going to need some momentum. You're going to need volume to come in here to push above these two areas and then work our way back up here at the range at the 90-day VWAB. So right now we're low on volume, no buying's coming in. Basically everything is kind of flat. And right now it looks neutral to bearish on XCN, saying that we could see a pullback. And that's not being negative. Look at the overall the VWABs. You got 90-day, it's pulled way down. And this is following the price of XCN. You got the 30-day, it was up higher, it was way up, it was way up here. It's gradually pulling down. And these 7 days, and 30-day and 90 days, these are resistance levels. You're trying to get back above these, at least the 7-day and the 30-day to kind of push back up, push them back up, and let's get bullish back on XCN. But right now, you don't have it in the market. Retail is still sitting on the sideline, and their buying sits at a lower price. And I've been wanting to buy more XCN, but I'm waiting for it to pull back lower. And that's what I've been waiting for. So, you not saying that you ain't getting a good deal up here where it's at 0.0471, but you can get a little bit more down here at 453 or 441. So that's what I'm bringing to you, not being negative on XCN. I might have come off on the last couple of videos of being negative on XCN. I just feel what everybody else feels, because I hold XCN too. Not being negative on it, it's just I brought out, I wish they would announce some partnerships if they got any. They need to announce things, if they got it, don't hold it back, bring it out, so retail will know, hey, we're investing in this project and this moving forward, so we ain't wasting our time or our money. It was great on Goliath to get launched. That's awesome. But then they had a problem. They run a test net on Goliath, and then when they launched it and it went live, they had a problem with people. I don't know if there was a time limit once you rolled over and staked your XCN tokens on Goliath. It could have been, and I think this is what it was, but people didn't know. There's a waiting period once you test. You roll your tokens over on Goliath to stake. I do think there's a waiting period before you can move them back off of Goliath. So somebody tried to move them over and then move them right back, and then they couldn't. So there might be a process there, a time frame that you gotta wait before you can roll them back over. But that's one simple thing that I would have, if you run a test net on Goliath, that'd been one of the first things you trying to get people to come over and stake on Goliath. That would, let's see if we could send it over and see if we can send it back. So I think there was a misunderstanding from retail that caused a negative narrative to start on with Goliath, but you need to do your research before you start just moving tokens and thinking that you can roll them right back. There's some places, some platforms, you have to stake a while before you can move them back off. So I think that was the issue with XCN, really, with Goliath. But not being negative on XCN, not one bit, because I hold it. I do hold it. I hold XCN. I don't hold XRP. I don't, as I can remember, I don't own one XRP. I do hold, I hold more XCN than I do, Cat Network. I'm building my CC tokens up now, but, more and more, but my issue is the partnerships. They ain't really named no real partnerships in a while, a long time, and that's my deepest concern. So that's the only thing I was being, me being retail, just like y'all. I'd like to know who is behind XCN. I'd like to know who is what banks or what projects is behind XCN moving forward. Is there anybody in the talks with, any banks in partnerships or in talks to be partnerships on XCN since they launched Goliath? Would be really helpful in retail, with retail coming in, buying more XCN, getting more invested, not just buying a token because thinking, this might be the next 100x project. Just, investing because you see that there's potential there. And then, the 50 or 100x can come afterwards. You need to get retail interested so they can get invested. So that's the only thing I'm bringing to the light with XCN, not being negative, not one bit, but just want to help the project. And I want them to, bring us some partnerships. It's all fun and great with Goliath, but we need partnerships. And you can get retail to come in here, and you can see the price of XCN move up a lot more than where it's at. And that's the truth. That's the honest truth. You can see XCN over there at the price of XLM, or H-bar, XLM, because they're announcing all these partnerships. And look where the price is at for it. Wouldn't it be nice to be sitting at 17, 18 cents right now, from where you invested? I think it would be awesome to be sitting over there in the bear market and the price of XCN at 17, 18 cents, with the potential to move up to a couple of dollars in the next bull run. That's the only thing I'm getting to. And maybe XCN, Onyx, they'll come across this video and they'll listen. You got to start announcing some partnerships. You need people out there getting partnerships. So retail will know they ain't investing in a negative token. Because I feel like XCN's just as good as XRP. It's just as good as XLM. It's just the narrative behind it. You know, you got Ripple behind XRP, and Ripple's got all these major banks and institutions. So, and you see what the price of XRP is, $1.45. So, and it went all the way up to 365. I think XCN can get there, but they just need to do a little bit more. But we can continue to look for this price to consolidate coming across here, and maybe looking for another pullback coming down further in this area of support down here. Because I do believe Bitcoin could go up and close the gap. It could push up. I think that gap on Bitcoin sits between 79,400. This is CME gap up to 81,200. So it's at an area of resistance right here, right now, trying to push through. If it pushes through, we could go up and close this gap and then move back down. But what happens, because XCN ain't necessarily moving up with Bitcoin on this push up to go close this gap, if it does, it's going to cause XCN to pull down further. So that ain't good. But it will help XCN pulling down the lower prices, and then retail coming in, buying, investing were at prices that they got set for that. So if you like the content and you like what we bring to you here at the channel for XCN, and once it pulls back further, 453, or midways right here, 459, I'm gonna be buying more XCN. I'm just being honest with you. So not negative. I hold XCN. I do. This could be, we don't never know, 50 to 100 XGM. We don't never know. I can say one thing, you know, there ain't no large company out there like Ripple that holds a big majority of like XCN. I consider it full decentralized. That's a benefit that it has over XRP. You're not sitting there with a big company that's becoming a bank holding a major slot of XRP or XCN. So, and that's one thing that really hurts XRP too. Is you look at it and you got Ripple holding 35, 40 billion or tokens. I don't really consider that decentralized. So, but you know, there ain't nobody sitting there holding that much XCN. It's all there for the retail. Who knows? We might get a ETF somewhere in the future on XCN if we could get the major bank announcements coming in supporting XCN, the Onyxcoin. So I'm gonna cut this video short. I've been on here 19 minutes. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next one.